Hi guys, it's Lauren. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I do my eyebrows because I've gotten a lot of compliments over the years about my eyebrows. Right now, they're not in too hot shape. We've got a lot of overgrowth and just a teeny bit of shaping up at the top. Basically none at the bottom. Definitely need a trim. I don't have all of my materials here with me today, but I've waited so long to film this, I figure I should just film it. So first things first, and I feel like this is one of the most important parts, and I do my eyebrows a couple different ways, but I'm basically just going to be showing you one of the ways that you can do your eyebrows, I guess, because I don't have all the materials I do, but I will talk about the other ways that I do my materials. So the first thing that you're gonna need actually is an eyebrow pencil. I know that's kind of not really what a lot of people would think of when they're trying to trim their eyebrows, but for me it really helps to have an outline of the way I want my eyebrows, and especially today I'll be able to show you how I do my eyebrows the way that I do them, which is a little bit boxy but also really natural and soft. It's kind of hard to explain until you actually see it, so let's go ahead and draw on the eyebrows. But yeah, just brush them through and up, or whatever way you like to have them sit when you style them. So I like to brush them up. Once you have them situated, you could use an eyebrow gel to keep it in place, or some soap. You could do a soap brow type of a situation, but I'm going to be using this. It doesn't even say on it. It's kind of dirty and old, sorry about that, but this is an eye wax, I believe, from e.l.f., and I'm going to use this to get my hair situated the way that I like it. So I'm actually just gonna go over top of it a little bit messily. And the point of brushing out the eyebrows before you do any of this is just to kind of see what's up with your eye, figure out what shape you're looking for, and you don't actually need to brush through both of them before going in with the gel, of course, because we have this idea that we want the eyebrows to be pretty similar. So now I'm going to go back in with the eyebrow pencil. That's the wrong side. I'm going to go in with the spoolie and brush the eyebrows through. So as you can see, for my eyebrows in particular, I like to brush them up. And you can see the difference here. Really just kind of like almost laminating them in a way, but I guess just brushing them out to create that fluffy brow look. But I like some structure, so you'll see how I get that in a second. Okay. Now that we have them the way we like them, as you can see, they've kind of like lightened out a little bit because they're so brushed out. So that's kind of how I know all the hairs are like primarily laying flat. This is a little bit darker right up in here, but I like can't really get in there and brush them all. So I'm just gonna try a little bit longer. Okay, that feels a little bit better to me. It probably looks pretty similar. Maybe it doesn't, but so now we're gonna go in with the other side of the brow pencil, and mind you, you can also use any brow product that you fill your brows in with, and you just want to make sure that you have a spoolie to thoroughly brush out the eyes, just as you can use any sort of product to keep it in place. And you could use pomade or powder or whatever with this product. If you're somebody who just likes to brush through your brows with brow gel that's thickening, I would recommend doing it right now if that's what you do every single day. Kind of like when you go to get your hair cut and they ask you, okay, how do you normally like to part your hair, before they go on ahead and give you bangs or layers and things like that. Then you just want to go on ahead and shape your brows with your brow product into the way that you would normally wear your brows. So I like to kind of underline my brows, and I feel like that might not be something that's like very popular to do, but I definitely prefer it. So I like to get a strong form on the bottom of my brow. And next, for the styling of my particular brows, but once again, you should be doing however you wear your brows naturally, is I will fluff the underline throughout the rest of the brow. It'll make sense once you see it. Okay, as you can see, the way that I do my brows, it looks way too fluffy without the shaping. It just kind of looks strange on me, like in my personal opinion. So that's why it's really important that I do take care of my brows, even though I haven't done it in a while. But the next step, you're gonna want a concealer. Once again, I know, just stick with me on this one. Make sure you also have a brush for blending, and you're gonna want a tissue. So we've done all this blending, right? And there's brow product clearly here and here, like in the shadow regions. It's kind of creating this casted over shadow. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clean it. You can put makeup remover on the tissue, which is what I've done here with the micellar water from Garnier, which is now cruelty free. And I'm just gonna go underneath and clean it up. Okay, next things next. Sometimes I don't do this step and I'll just go straight in because I've done my brows so often that I do know what shape I like. But circa 2016, you are gonna want a concealer to conceal that area that you want to remove. I would recommend a smaller brush if you've never done this before, but I'm just kind of getting a rough outline, and then I might go in and shape it up, I'm not sure. I'm just going back in and reassessing now because I've got a shape that looks good to me on this eyebrow, a shape that looks good to me on this eyebrow, but as you can see, together they don't look good. So I just have to pick which one I like the most and work to get the other eyebrow to look like that. Okay, now the bottoms of the brows look pretty similar, but we do have some issues with the top right here. So I'm gonna go back and forth between the brow pencil and the concealer to get the tops a little bit more even to what I like. Okay, now we're ready to actually start doing the damage, I guess. I'm gonna be using this tool. Like I said, I don't have all of my tools here, but we're gonna start with carving out the brows and then we're gonna trim them. So carving out the brows, this is like what I use for, but for trimming the brows, I use something different, which I'll talk about a little bit later, but I'll just show you what I'm doing as I'm doing it. And you're probably gonna wanna keep your tissue with a little bit of makeup remover close by, because as you're going through, you're gonna probably want to remove that concealer to make sure that you're getting everything. And I recommend something like this. It's really old, like you can tell, but just because it's a little bit more safer, like if I stick my finger here, it's not gonna cut me. So I recommend wiping it like one swipe, leave a little bit of concealer on there once you do your first little bit of damage, so that way you can go back in and clean it up and still have a little bit of the line. And make sure you're cleaning the actual razor as well. And as you can see, the eyebrow is starting to come together, so you just want to make sure you get all that concealer off. I'm just going to do the other eyebrow and then I'm going to come back and talk you through the rest of it. Okay, now that you're done, you have a smooth, clean eyebrow from top and bottom, remember that. What you want to do is go ahead and check it over one more time to make sure that you really got rid of all of the hairs that you want gone. So in general, I recommend taking a step back, looking at the eyebrows, making sure that they're the way that you want them to, and then going back in. Okay, and I mean, that's pretty much it. You are good to go. You just want to make sure that you remove all of the product off of your eyebrows before you go and do whatever you want to do. Even if you're going to put on your makeup, I would just recommend redoing your eyebrows because, you know, the concealer might have gotten glopped through. the brows, unless I guess you're just gonna go back in and clean it up. The next thing that I'm gonna do, and this is just a little me thing, it might be a you thing, stick around and find out I guess, but we're gonna go ahead and trim the eyebrow hairs. I will show you why, and I showed you why already, but if this is where I want the eyebrow to stop, look at how tall the hairs are. So what I'm gonna do, what I normally do, is I would brush them up and keep them brushed up and use a pair of eyebrow scissors to trim them, but I don't have them right now, so I'm just gonna try with this guy, bear with me. But yeah, that's basically what I would do. Okay, that is it. My eyebrows are done. I'm just gonna go ahead and remove all the product from them and show you what they look like by themselves. And now you may or may not be able to see, but that's why I like to do them the way that I like to do them, because to me, like, this is like, I couldn't really go off of, okay, like I need my eyebrow to be shaped like this. Like, I don't know why, I just couldn't, it wouldn't make sense for me to go based off of this. I, you know, prefer to do it like that. As you can see, I've even got little bits kind of underneath here that I would be tempted to touch, but I just did a little trim here, and I'm not going to do anything else because it will affect the way that my eyebrows look when they're filled in. So yeah, that is kind of how I do my eyebrows. It's been not necessarily requested by people, but I get a lot of compliments on my eyebrows when they're actually done, so I wanted to show how I do them. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye!